Welcome to the very first episode of the Kural podcast brought to you by the British Tamil Dental Association. I'm Harry. I'm a third-year dental student and one of your hosts this year. Through this podcast, we'll be having real conversations with Tamil dental students and professionals, giving you a closer look at their journey, their experiences, and everything happening in our community. So to kick things off, I'm really excited because I'm joined by two people leading the BTDA in 2025, our co-presidents Nivaa and Asvina. So thank you so much for being here with me today. So because it's our first chat, I thought, let's keep this really relaxed, get to know you guys a little bit, see where we're going to go this year. And I just want to ask you guys, how's life been recently?
It's been good. I mean, adjusting into fifth year, it's been okay.
How about you, Nivaa?
It's a lot, but I think it just it's going to take time to get used to having a schedule and trying to fit in everything.
So how are you managing to fit in the BTDA then? Surely that's a lot of work, very stressful.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I allocate train time or when I have a full day of clinics and I don't have enough focus to do lectures, then I do BTDA things in the evening instead. So, and then I leave my days where I have half a day or full days off for lectures. So yeah, that's how I'm balancing things or trying to balance things.
How about you, Asvina?
Yeah, I think pretty much just trying to, to be honest, now I have a 9 to 5 basically every day. So Tuesdays to Fridays I have 9 to 5 uni, and then Mondays we have lectures, so we still have to go in person for some things. Yeah, I'd say whenever I do have free time, I can just make time for BTDA, and I feel because there's not that much learning that I have to do, I can allocate a few hours each day as well. So I know that when it gets closer to exam season, it's going to be a bit more stressful. But yeah, it's actually not been too bad so far. I've still been able to organize time for the meetings and organize what we want each of our committee members to be doing and talk to each of them as well. So it's been great.
Oh yeah, that's. It sounds as how you both really love dentistry, and that's why you're leading it. So what made you think, okay, you know what? I think my co-president is a really good partner to have. I can rely on them throughout the year. Yeah. So why do you think you two are a really good match to be co-presidents this year?
I think one good thing about me and Asvina is kind of what we've done in the past for BTDA. We both did very different things. For example, I've kind of always done the education side and then helped out with the conference since we started doing the conference. Asvina's done the social media side, the podcast side. So because we kind of have a good split, as in in the past we've had different responsibilities, so it's kind of just that continued in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of we were both doing separate halves of BTDA and then we kind of just came together.
Perfect match.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, right? So one of you guys is on social media, the other one's more on the education side. But what made you personally want to run for president? Think, you know what, I can run this show this year.
Oh, that's actually such a good question, Harry. To be honest, it's actually really difficult. I think in terms of even wanting to join BTDA, I mean, first of all, growing up, I never really saw that many Tamil dentists who are older. But I know now that there are literally thousands. At the time, I thought me and my sister are probably the first people to do dentistry. And coming to uni, I'm oh my gosh, oh my goodness, there are so many other Tamil dentists, not only in my year, but in the years above. People who have graduated, people who are tutors now. I think the fact that there are literally thousands in London, let alone the rest of the UK, seeing that representation is so important. So literally a huge shout out to Milton for actually identifying that the representation in the Tamil community of dentists is very, very minimal and actually doing something about it. So I think for me, I just wanted to be a part of that representation for younger generations. People would always call my mom and ask to speak to Arthur and I just for some dentistry advice and how to apply and how to get in. But obviously, if you don't know my mom, then you actually might not know any other older dentists. So BTDA is literally perfect for that. But yeah, so that's probably why I really wanted to get involved.
How about you, Nivaa?
For me, basically, it was so I joined BTDA in my first year, so first year November, and I remember, I think it was second year December, and we were at the BTMA BCDA Christmas lunch, and Milton was just Nivaa, I want you to be president next year. And I was so happy, but I was so nervous at the same time. I was oh my God, Milton has this trust in me to actually carry on the amazing work that he's done. What he did founding BTDA was a lot of hard work, and he did such an amazing job. So I felt quite privileged that I got that opportunity. And yeah, like I said, I was nervous. I was like, I'm only in second year. Like most of the committees like older than me, like they have experience. And then I just felt like, what am I gonna do? Like just be the young one in the group, but also be the president. But then I really thought about how I really like being in BTDA. And like for me, so I come from it was just a random like state school, not grammar school, not private school, random state school where no one applies for healthcare, no one applies for medicine, no one applies for dentistry. Even if they do apply, they very rarely get in. Like I had a lot, like I know like in a lot of grammar schools, private schools, they get that like tutoring at school, like how to do well in the UCAT, how to do well in interviews. And I didn't have that. And then when I realized like through BTDA, I can do that for people in the exact same situation that I was in, I was like, yeah, I really do want to be president. I want to help people the way I wished I could have been helped. So that's why I really enjoy doing the education side of BCD. So like the interview workshops, the mock interviews. And now we're going to also hopefully this year do Tamil school visits where we're going to not only give OHI, but also try and inspire some of the older students there. And if any of them are considering dentistry, but also provide some sort of mentorship to them. So yeah, that's kind of why I was like, yeah, I want to be president because I want to help people. Yeah.
So do you see that as one of your strengths, the fact that you weren't able to get as much help when applying to dentistry, but now you can give that back?
Yeah. I think having to kind of find the resources myself, I think it taught me a lot. And it also gives me a lot to teach others as well. So yeah, I think I will say it's one of my strengths.
Wow. That's it's really interesting. I don't know that you found they had to do all the legwork yourself, because
Yeah.
you see, especially like you see the summer schools and all that stuff that assists people, but not everyone has access to it. So it's really wonderful that one of your motivations is to give loads of people that kind of access that
Yeah.
that not everyone can get. Okay, so now we know why you both really want to why you became presidents. So what are your goals as presidents this year for the BTDA? Any big projects, any events, any kind of charity initiatives coming up? What can we look forward to?
Do you want to go first, Asvina?
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, I think looking this year in BCA, we're actually so excited because we have a bigger committee now as well. So more people actually working to grow the community. And yeah, in terms of our things that we're aiming for this year, we really want to help grow BTDA and actually see more and more dentists, dental students around the UK, not just in London. I think people think BTDA, I think I remember in the start of BTA, people kind of thinking, oh, is it like a London thing? No, it's not a London thing. It's like the whole of the UK thing. We want all the Tamil dentists to be involved in the UK. And yeah, so I think just really building that community, not just in London, but outside of London. And also just really out to people who don't know about it. And also what we wanted to do is just raise money so that we can actually help back home in Sri Lanka. So I think, I mean, most people are aware of our Sri Lanka trip and we weren't able to have that last year, but we really want to go on it this year. Even like, I think another practice actually reached out and talked about collaborating with us and going to Sri Lanka. So that's just great because we can actually use the money that we raised and just use the resources that we do have and use and help with them to actually just help give back to our community. And yeah, and obviously everyone is very aware that there is still a lot of impact of the war and everything in Sri Lanka that there are. And there's so many areas in northern Sri Lanka that really have limited resources that we just really want to be able to help. And yeah, so I think as well, we want BCA to be a place where dental students can come to and just make friends as well, because like, even if like just so you aren't involved in societies at uni, it might be really hard for you to make friends. But we want everyone in BTA to feel comfortable to come to events and just get to know each other and just actually feel like they can get something from it as well.
Could you tell me more about that Sri Lanka trip? I don't think all the listeners and viewers would know about that trip that you're talking about.
In 23, some of our committee already actually, they went to Sri Lanka and they did things like OHI in orphanages. I think they also went to schools as well. And at that point, I think only one or two of them were qualified dentists. So the aim is for this year's Sri Lanka trip is to have the dentist hopefully doing some treatment for people who really need it. and who may not be able to access care. And for those of us who aren't qualified to provide OHI in orphanages, care homes, schools, there is also going to be, hopefully we're also going to have the opportunity to shadow as well in a teaching hospital. And I think that's going to have a huge impact as well, because we can learn to see how oral health can present in different countries and how daily habits can influence oral health in different countries. That's the aim. So this year, the volunteering trip will just be for committee members. However, in the future, we are hoping to, if everything does go well, hoping to allow people who aren't in committee to also join us. It's just that because we have only done it once before, we want to make sure everything is going well before we kind of recruit a bigger group. So yeah, that's kind of what we're going to be doing. We are going to be having a lot of help from Prof. Ari. So those of you who came to our conference in 2025, Prof. Ari did a talk on the Institute of Oral Healthcare Sciences. So he's got a lot of experience in work in Sri Lanka and trying to improve training for dentists there. So he's got quite a wide range of good connections. So he's going to be helping us trying to do our volunteering in Sri Lanka as well.
Yeah, so a lot to look forward to then. And
Yeah,
a lot of things
Definitely.
that students and professionals can get involved in, which is really great.
Mhm.
Speaking about like just dentistry as a whole, did you guys pursue dentistry? Because it's really common, right? Especially in Tamil households, default option is medicine, right? It's always. I remember when I was a kid, my dad got me a stethoscope, right? When I was like a 3-year-old or something, right? He was like, "Oh, I want you to become a doctor." I let him down. I wanted to become a dentist instead. So, what made you guys want to go into dentistry compared to any other healthcare field?
I think, do you want to go first, Asvina? You go
Oh,
first.
okay. So yeah, I think for me, I've always been really interested in healthcare and well-being. Even growing up, I was quite interested in it. But my journey into career paths was like starting probably when I was around 13. I thought I wanted to be a vet and I just really liked animals. Yeah, so I did some work experience in that and I realized, like, this is not for me. I think I just like dogs. That's it. So yeah, and then when it got to sixth form, by that time, both of my sisters were actually now already in healthcare. And sorry, I'm just referring to my sisters as everyone knows them, but they probably do because they're so like they're quite big. But yeah, Arby is a doctor and Arby was a dentist. So I was quite lucky because not only could I just like badger them with little questions endlessly, but I could also see what student life was also like for them, which was really important to me. And so I did some work experience actually in both medicine and dentistry. And I realized that I really liked the idea of dentistry a lot more because I was always already really interested in creative things. Like growing up, I loved painting. Whenever it was like weddings or events, I would always do nail art for all my cousins and everyone. And I was really interested in photography. And also, just growing up, I always loved sciences. I thought that was also just an extra bonus. And yeah, so having a balanced lifestyle was also really important to me. Like when I got into sixth form and I was kind of like thinking about career options, I really liked the idea of having a balanced life. So not dentistry being my entire life. And I saw like watching my sisters, like Abby's a doctor who paints and has an art business, and Arthur's a dentist who also content creates and is all about lifestyle. And they kind of showed me that you can actually have both. And I didn't really when I was younger, I didn't really see dentistry and medicine as somewhere where you can have both. It kind of felt like you had to be all in and your whole life had to be dentistry or medicine. But it really wasn't the case. And then only when I got to uni as well was I like, oh, like I can actually have a life outside of dentistry. Just because I think in terms of your well-being in general, when your career is your whole life, it really does lead you down a different path and it can really sway your day. For example, if you just had a bad day at work, if your whole life is work, all of a sudden your whole day just becomes the worst day ever, your whole week becomes the worst week ever. So yeah, that's why I was just really focused on having that balance. And yeah, and then I decided to go into dentistry and I applied for my uni and I was able to get 4 of my offers that I applied for, but this was the first time. Oh no, for the first time round, I applied for the 4 years and I got 3 of them, and then I ended up putting King's as my firm. But then I actually ended up having to take a gap year because I was COVID year and I wasn't allowed to sit any of my exams. So then after that, I had to resit one of my subjects and I had to do that within like a month. So we basically found out in August and our exams were in, I think it was end of October time or yeah, end of mid October time. So I just had to do my UCAT and do everything again and apply everywhere again. obviously I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, should I just do biomed and do another degree, or should I just pursue dentistry? And I think the option of doing another degree that I just simply had no interest in just was not very appealing to me at all. So then I decided, let me just stick to dentistry because I actually really want to do this. And luckily it worked out, and I ended up resitting chemistry, getting an A-star, and then King's already had my offer. So then I just had to like wait the year, and then just that year was really good for me as well because I was just able to grow during that year. I got a job as a vaccinator, I also tutored, and I was able to just like grow in different ways as well because I'm really interested in like growing my mindset and spirituality and things. So that year was like a great like character building year as well for me. And then yeah, now I'm in 5th year.
I think that's a really interesting story because many people, they don't get into dentistry first. So I didn't. And people are often scared to take that gap year, to take a break or from
Yeah.
education because they feel like if I take a break, that's it, right? I'm not going to go back in. So it's really good to hear from you that, okay, you took that break, but you learned so much more. You developed as a person. That's now helped you
100%.
become the dentist that you are today, right? The dental student that you are today. So that's really great to hear.
100%.
Yeah.
I think gap year in like the Tamil culture itself is like a swear word. Like, hearing the word gap year is like, whoa, like there's no way
You
you're
might
doing
as well have
that. You're
just
doing
been
another
a
degree.
year 10 dropout.
Literally, yeah. So if you're like in like, I get so many DMs about this that people asking like, should I take the gap year or should I just do another degree and then apply like as a postgrad? And the thing is, if you are interested in biomed or like materials or like other degrees, then I would say definitely go for it. But if you have no interest in it whatsoever, most of the time you probably won't. If it's something that you're not even interested in, you won't want to use that, and you're not going to use that in your degree, in your career either. So you might as well just do something that you want to do. So yeah, I would say just go for it because you might end up realizing that this is actually something that you want to do rather than being stuck in a career that you just never wanted to do in the first place just because you were too scared to take the gap year.
Yeah, absolutely. Neva, how about you? What made you pursue dentistry instead of the other routes?
Considered everything, like literally like almost a lot of options. So I think I was first considering like accounting and finance, and I did like some virtual like some free webinar work experience thing that I think like I don't even know how I found it, and I just realized like I don't know, like the idea of just kind of having an office job is just not for me. And like I really do like healthcare. Like I like helping people, like having like trying to make a difference on people's lives if they really need help. But, like then I was like, okay, doctor, medicine could be an option. And then I did some like again some like I don't even remember how I found it, some online work experience. And then I was like, there's just so many things that I don't like about medicine. Then I just started thinking, like, I still remember I was just laying in bed one day and thinking like, okay, what do I like about medicine? What do I not like about medicine? And then I was like, wait, why haven't I considered dentistry? And then like I did the Future Learn Discover Dentistry course by
I did that
University
one
of
too.
Sheffield. Yeah, I think like most people do it. If you're applying, whoever's listening, if you are like thinking of applying to dentistry, like I think it's still there, but it's just a free course where it's really good. Like it allows you to gain a little bit of an insight to loads of different aspects of dentistry. So yeah, I did this course and I was like, wait, I like this. I like dentistry. It has the things I liked about medicine and has more things I like and doesn't have the things I didn't like about medicine. I think one of the big things I liked about dentistry is like the fact that you are able to kind of see your patients, not just when they're ill, and build a rapport with them and kind of like help them with any like problems they have over maybe even like a significant portion of their life. And like I would just think back to when I was a child and going to our dentist and hearing like everyone else was really scared of the dentist, but I actually like liked it, and I really thought it was really because that dentist was just a lovely person. And I was thinking like if you can have that impact on someone and just when so many people don't like the dentist, like just change one person's perspective of dentistry, like in the long run you can actually like help change so many people's perspectives. So I was like, okay, like let's consider dentistry. So I did work experience, like in-person work experience. That's a few dental practices near my house. Again, guys, like whoever's listening, You just have to email as many dental practices as possible. Most of them won't reply to you. If you do want an in-person work experience is really good. So try your best to find some. But yeah, I did the in-person work experience and I really liked the way that patient care is in dentistry. Like I said, that rapport building I really liked. And yeah, I think then I was like, okay, let's apply for dentistry. And yeah, it worked very well.
That's great to hear. So you already had like an idea of dentistry before you even got into it. So you said about the dentist that you went to, really friendly. You said you had work experience. But when you actually got into dentistry, dealing with patients, what was the biggest surprise that kind of caught you off guard, that I wasn't expecting this to be such a huge part of dentistry?
I think one thing that I learned that it was kind of like something that I only realized how significant it was after I went to dental school is how big a role culture and the country you're in and your life can have on your oral health. Like it was kind of like an eye opener when I just realized how privileged we are to have been born like in this country and to have the healthcare we had when a lot of our parents were deprived of that. Seeing patients in dental school and like trying to learn like what habits led to what is it just I don't know, it was just I just didn't realize like what a huge impact just every part of your life can have on your oral health. And I think yeah, that was like one of the big like wow facts. Like it was like what is going on? I didn't know this. But yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, especially because I go to Barts, we have a wide like diversity there, so we can see, we even learn it in our syllabus, right? The effect that our culture has on our oral health. So being Tamil, how do you feel like that's actually affected your journey as a dental student going into becoming a dentist? So not just, well, I'm not just talking about your oral health, I'm just talking about the values that you're brought up with, how that's affected you as a dental professional.
Oh, that's a really good question. I think in terms of being Tamil, I think for me as well, because growing up, obviously my parents being first generation immigrants, my mum has always like instilled the value of education in my sisters and I. And she's always said how everything can be like, I mean, like the number one thing she says is like how everything can be taken from you, but your education will always be yours. Like you've done it, like it will always be yours. And knowing that my parents actually couldn't complete all their education due to the war and lack of funding, that's actually like a huge reason why me and my sisters are like here today. And I think just wanting to make them proud is, I would say it's not, it's like, I would say it's a bit difficult because like a challenge because you always feel like you can do more. Like even after I know, or even after like my sisters graduate, they're like, I can do more for my parents because like, you know how much they sacrificed just for us to be here today. Like they literally left their countries, learned a whole new language just so that we could be here today. And just realize, but then also just realizing like, even when like I'm stressed and I'm telling my parents like, oh, like, I just want to make you guys proud. Like that's literally it. And they're just there like, we just want you to be happy. As long as you're happy, it's literally fine. And they're just kind of realizing that, I guess. I would say that really sculpted me as like a dental student as well, because it's always it's always like kind of having that in the back of my mind and kind of also like treating each patient like as if that's your mum or dad. Like it literally could be your mum or dad. And um just making sure that you kind of have that in the back of your mind and hope that like everyone would treat your parents like this and that's how you should treat your patients. So yeah, I think that, and also in terms, well, in terms of like values as well, I would say, well, I guess when it comes to habits, I guess, because even me growing up, because we grew up in quite a, um, I'd say like, how do I describe this? An economically deprived area. I grew up with like quite a lot of caries in my mouth, and I had to have loads of teeth extracted. And when I do tell people that, they're kind of like, "Whoa, like what? And you still want to be a dentist? Like when you're a kid, you had all those teeth extracted, and you still wanted to be a dentist. Like how did your dentist not traumatize you?" But at that time, I actually really enjoyed it. I did not really enjoy having my teeth taken out. But like my dentist, as Nivaa was saying, she was literally like so lovely and kind, and like she put me at ease. She never made me feel like this is a scary procedure, like you should be worried. So that itself was like, wow, I really, really want to be that kind of dentist to a little kid, like just making that kid feel like, you know what, it's actually not the end of the world if you have to have your teeth taken out because you probably just didn't know how to look after your teeth and now you can. So yeah, so just helping people put those habits in because I never had those habits as a young kid, and just like even teaching like an adult, like when adults come to me, well, adult patients come to me and they're like, oh, I really don't see how I can floss every day, just helping them come up with like a tailored oral hygiene routine, just helping them and not just being like, oh, just do it at the end of the day. Like, it's not that hard. It's just after you eat, do it. But kind of just being like, oh, okay, like, I get it. You must have a really busy schedule. What about when you're watching TV? And you finished eating, then could you think about flossing then? And they're like, oh, okay, like I actually didn't think about flossing downstairs and not in my bathroom. But they're like, okay, I'll try that. And just those little things like that like actually let me tailor the patient's oral hygiene routine to them. And it's something that like growing up, I've seen how much of an effect it's had on me. And I really want it to improve the lifestyle of my patients as well. But yeah.
Yeah, that's really interesting how even though you had difficulties that were due to how you're brought up, you use that to basically fuel your dental career, right? You've seen those good characters come in, help you, and now you're returning the favor to any patients that you're seeing now. That's really, really interesting. How about for you, Nivaa? How do you feel like being Tamil has influenced your dental career so far?
It's a really good question. I think like two like things about being Tamil is I think we're all kind of taught to respect everyone. That's one thing. Other thing is help everyone. It doesn't matter who they are, just if they need help, help them. And I think, like Asvina was saying, like how when like people just contact her mum if they have children like interested in dentistry. I think like with a lot of us getting into dentistry and as dental students, that like it plays like a huge role in like our community. And when I was applying, I only knew one dentist, and that's my cousin's husband. And like he didn't know me that well, but he helped me so much with like trying to get to know dentistry, trying to help me figure out what I like how to do well in my application. Like, so yeah, that's one thing which I think being Tamil in dentistry is like it just has a huge role, so helping each other. And then about respect, like we're all taught to respect like everyone, and I think that plays a huge role, just not just in like our Tamil dental community and like in BTDA, but also when it comes to seeing patients, like showing them that respect it allows us to be better clinicians. And I think, yeah, that's just another thing that being Tamil like kind of has had an influence in like our dental lives, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. For any Tamil dental students right now, anyone who's wanting to get into dentistry or already in dental school, like yourselves, what are the biggest challenges you guys think they're going to be facing in the now or in the future?
So getting into dental school.
Could be getting into dental
had-
school or already in dental school.
I've heard in terms of getting into dental school, I've heard it's getting harder and harder every single year. So I think like it's just really hard. Like when you don't have the connections, just like, you know, if you don't have any family members or any friends who are in dentistry, or like I said, you go to a school where you can't get any information on how to apply to dentistry, it's really, really hard. Like, and the only way to combat it is just try to think like, what can make me unique? How do I get to the place that other people are at despite my disadvantages? Like for me, it was trying to find as many online free resources as I could. And like there are loads out there, and just trying your best to like prepare yourself in every way possible for the application for UCAT, for interviews as well. Like just watching loads of YouTube. There's so many like really good dental students, dentists out there who make really good informative YouTube videos, Instagram pages that do like posts on like interview tips, UCAT tips, like just trying to take on board as much as you can. And I think in-person work experience has a huge role as well. Like it is really, really hard to get, but you just have to keep persevering, try your best, because having that work experience, not only can you do better in your personal statement because you know a little bit more about what you're talking about, but also interviews, you can reflect so much more on what you've seen and how you can show those skills. I think like in terms of how to make you as an applicant stand out is reflection, and basically show how you can be a good dentist. So like, and always relate back to what you've done. So like, if you're ever talking about any skill, like, oh, a dentist should have this, whatever skill, always link it back to yourself and give evidence. And that's what makes you unique, because then the interviewers are going to be like, oh, this person's already like, they seem like they're already good at these skills. So I think they'll be a good dental student. So yeah, I think in terms of dental applicants, that's like one of the struggles, which that's like some help for the on that page. I think in terms of dental students, I think again, it's so hard, like going into dental school and having all these exams thrown at you, and you're like, it's like a whole new different way of learning. And I think one of like the big things that helped me is having someone in the older years, like Asvina is my person to go to, like if you have any questions or need any help. So like finding a mentor, someone in an older year who you can like ask for help, like has a huge role, because they've gone through the process. They can give you all the advice they can. And it really does make a huge difference. Yeah, it can be like nerve-wracking if you don't have friends in older years. Like it can be scary, like asking people for help. But I think in dentistry, most people want to help you. Like they're really prepared to help you if you ask. So yeah, just ask essentially.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things that people are too scared to do, just to ask for help, right? Because most of the time, to get to the next stage, it's not about just trying to do it by yourself. It's about building that connection with people. Because it's not just about academic connection, right? It's also on a personal level. It's like you said with Asvina. Now you guys are running the BTDA together, right? So it went from just a mentorship to a friendship to now a partnership, isn't it? So how do you think? So this is for you, as Asvina, Nivaa, you wonderfully said about how the challenges that dental students are going to be facing. Asvina, how do you think that organizations like the BTDA can support them, so applicants or current dental students right now?
Yeah, I think like especially was like with what Neva was saying about how like if you don't know someone, it actually is just so difficult. But I think that's what the BTDA is basically for. So if you're listening and you're thinking of applying to dentistry or you're a dental student right now, I think the main perks that I can like pitch right now to you about BTDA is the best place to make friends, because we have people from all the different unis in the UK. So it's the best place to make friends. And not only will you meet people from your uni, but you'll meet people from other unis and like see how they live their life and like how they have a balanced lifestyle and things like that. So yeah, so that would be like the most perfect place for dental students to make friends. And also I think like Neva was saying, like dentistry, like being a dental student is tough. Like you're going to get a lot of things thrown at you. It can be really stressful, but it's so important to live a balanced lifestyle. And that's why we have like our committee events, we have our socials, we have little events throughout the year just for people to get to know each other, like the charity week that we have coming up. So we have like the charity ball, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically where medics and dentists are coming together, and it's not just medics and dentists, literally everyone are coming together just to celebrate and make friends, and most importantly raise money for charity. So yeah, just having things like that. And also just even like getting to know other dental students and talking to them, you kind of can see the bigger picture, and you'll realize that like dentistry actually isn't your life. And it's so important to have that like good support system around you, like having those friends in BTDA, having your family. Like for me, I have like my family, my friends, like my sisters, my boyfriend, just people that like I can talk to help me like step back and see the bigger picture when I'm stressing over like a crown prep exam or something like that, and just realizing, wait, this isn't actually like everything in the world.
It's more than just the dental side. It's more of the community with fellow Tamil people, and not even just Tamil people, not even just dentists.
No,
just
exactly.
a good community that you can feel part of. So I've only been part of the BTDA for a couple of months. I already feel like really well looked after by the committee, by the association.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Who joins I'm sure they can feel the same. So I'm sure you guys have tons of stories about the BTDA from previous years, right? So what's like a really funny or memorable story you have about the association? I think Neva's laughing. She's already thought of one.
For me, it was like, I wasn't even in committee at this point, but like one of the ways I got into BTDA was, she's now qualified, but one of the girls who was in BTDA, this was when I was in first year, she wanted me to help out with the interview workshop, and it was the funniest thing ever. Like just everyone in the committee was so funny, like so friendly. Like this was the first time I had spoken to them. And like, it was just like the way we did the interview workshop was just, I don't know. It was like one of those things where it's only funny if you were there. But it was like basically one of our committee members, she was talking about her, like, one of the interview questions is like, what's your spirit animal?
Mhm.
She was talking about how it's a raccoon, and like we were just like with our cameras on, just dying. The people who were in committee, like the people running the interview workshop, we were just laughing on camera. And like one of my friends who was watching the interview workshop, like who had joined, she messaged me and she's like, "I can see you laughing." I was like that was just like such a funny day, and like I think it just made me realize like how lovely like the people in BTDA are, and like it's just such a nice community to be in. Yeah. I think that's like one of the highlights. It was like the first thing and like one of the highlights. Yeah.
I feel like that's always going to be like crop back up as inside joke as well, right? How about for you, Asvina? Any memorable stories?
There's so many that I can think of, but like I think even like meeting the committee for the first time. I remember when I was talking to Milton, and I was in third year at the time, and Milton was talking to me, asking me how Freshers Week was, and I was thinking, I was like, I'm not a fresher, and he was like, are you not 18? And I was like, no, no, I'm not. And that was just really funny. And then, like, just since then, it's just been like a running joke that like he's literally a grandpa because I don't know why he thought I was 18. But yeah, but like a really memorable moment would have to be like, oh my gosh, it has to. This is like one of the best moments, but it has to be on the coach journey back from Snowdonia. And me and Harry were on the decks, we were playing songs, and everyone was just standing up, like raving inside the bus, as if everyone hadn't just done a hike up Mount
Yeah.
Snowdon. We were all acting as if like we just had like
And completely sober as well. There was no alcohol involved, just pure vibes.
Literally, just pure vibes. And like everyone had like 0% sleep, 0% energy, but somehow everyone was standing up, like doing their best dance moves. Everyone was like banging out lyric for lyric, like going line for line with every
Bar for bar.
like, literally every song. That was just so much fun. And like even playing games, like playing Mafia with everyone. And there was like a bunch of people that didn't know each other. And by the end, everyone knows each other. And it's just so nice. And that's what BTA is all about.
Yeah, I literally knew
Yeah.
my friend from uni. I knew you two from just like a meeting before. And that was it. I hadn't even met Milton at the time. So it's just,
Literally.
that was like a
Even
really good
then-
trip.
Yeah, even then your sister came and she's not like a dentist or a medic, and she had such a fun time, and we all got to know her as well, and we had such a fun time with her, like getting to know her and just playing games together. Like it's not just for medics and dentists at all, it's just for not even just students, just for anyone. Yeah, just like to have that sense of community was just so nice.
Yeah, so because I always felt like I didn't in my previous years, I felt like I'd never really got involved with the Tamil community. So I thought this society, this association is a really good way for me to get involved with the Tamil community and also it's like a professional one as well. Right? It's not just TSOC from my university. It's
Yeah.
a dental association across the whole country, which is which I feel like I relate a lot more to. So I also messaged you guys a question earlier today. Let's see how well you guys prepared. So I asked you guys, if your life so far was a Tamil movie, which one would it be?
Oh, I literally, when you messaged me this, I was thinking like, should I just say something rogue? Like I was gonna be like, oh, Singham, but then I know like Harry's gonna grill me like, oh, why is it Singham? Like, why do you think?
Yeah, why is it Singham?
No, but it's not Singham. I was just joking around.
Is it the moustache? You can relate to that.
Exactly, like it stole my heart. Like I can just sing that so well, so that's why it's. No, it's like my Tamil movie. I would say it's probably like a mix of Nanbin and Kanna. I don't know if you. I'm sure everyone's seen Nanbin, and I thought Nanbin because it's about uni, friendship, and also following passions outside of dentistry too. And it's kind of similar to my approach to dental school because I think you guys it's very clear from this podcast. I was like hell bent on making sure that dentistry wasn't my life. Like I wanted to be a really good dental student, but I just didn't want it to be something where like I would come back from a bad day and think, oh wow, like my life is ruined now because this is my whole life. And now I feel like I did something wrong with this patient, or like I didn't really do as well as I could have. And then now my day's ruined. So I just really wanted to have like a life outside dentistry. And that's why like I've always been interested in like my hobbies outside of dentistry and make sure to like keep them going. For example, each year I've tried to do something new. Like I've done cheerleading, just made sure like just sticking to my gym routine. I've taken part in and like choreoed fashion. And like this year I'm also secretary for Prairie Society as well. So like it's just something that's exciting outside of uni itself that I can like look at. And also I like the idea that like one of the main characters in London, he's really interested in photography, and he actually like goes on to have a whole photography career. And I know that like photography and fashion is something that like I didn't ever want to like forget about kind of thing, because it was something that I love. And it's like if you aren't doing the things that you love very often, it's like are you living the life that you love right now, basically? So yeah, and I've always been interested in reading and like very into like spirituality and growth, and really reflecting on me and seeing the parts of me that I'm not like paying enough attention to, and actually like nurturing those parts as well, and just growing as well. So I thought, especially Nanbin and also Kanna, she's literally a girl breaking the barriers, but also balancing family responsibility. And like as a second generation immigrant child, is it second generation? I think it's second generation.
Yeah.
But it's like
I
juggling.
thought we're first generation.
I think our parents are first generation immigrants.
But I thought we're first generation because we're like first generation born here. I don't know.
As in, we're like, I guess we're not, because we're not immigrants. Then I thought that's why they're first generation immigrants.
I don't know.
I guess,
But
yeah, I guess that
the
makes
daughter,
sense.
it's like, I guess, like juggling dentistry, BTDA, and like other roles where I have, and also being a daughter of like of first generation immigrants, and knowing that like there is not like it's kind of like there is always that part of me that just wants to make my parents proud. Like Kano is basically such a good example of that movie, and like that movie led me to tears. It was so good. Yeah, so I would say probably just a mix of those two.
Yeah, that was a really good. Like, it wasn't a rogue pick, but I would have thought of Kanna as a choice. That's really interesting. How about for you, Neva? I know you struggled a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I was really thinking about it because I was like, I literally told Harry this. Well, I think I told you this. I was like, my life is not as dramatic as any Tamil movie, so like I can't like relate to any. But then I was thinking like the other thing is I haven't been watching loads of Tamil movies recently, and I feel like I've forgotten a lot of them. But one of the ones we rewatched recently was Abhiyam Nanam, and I was just thinking like when I rewatched it, I was thinking about how like we're kind of like Trish, like I was kind of like Trisha in the sense like when I was growing up, I didn't always realize how much my parents were doing for me. And it's like only after I grew up, I like realized how much they sacrificed for me and like just like everything they did for me. And I think like watching that movie and also just growing up in general, like just teaches you to be more grateful for everything, like not just your family and everything your parents have done, but every opportunity that's come your way. And a lot of that is thanks to my parents. Like, the reason why I'm studying dentistry today is thanks to my parents. Yeah, just grateful for what everyone does for you. But yeah, I think it was really hard. But that was like one of the ones I've watched recently, and I remember thinking like I was like Trisha like when I was younger, and yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't link to my dental life as much as like Asvina's does, but yeah.
I mean, it still does, right? Because, like you said, that gratitude for your parents allowed you to become into the person you are,
Yeah.
who got into dentistry because of your parents, right? So, of course, it does, yeah. So, I think that's such a wonderful movie, and yeah, I don't think of it that way. Yeah. So, as we wrap up for this first episode, how can people get involved with the BTDA this year? Is there a website? Where can you follow?
So in terms of how people can get involved, we do that. The way that we tell people about BTDA is either through word of mouth or our social media. So we have our TikTok and our Instagram. So TikTok and Instagram. So with our Instagram, we have a link tree in our bios where you can sign up for loads of different things that we have going on. Recent things that we have, like in October, we have our charity week where we have loads of amazing events with loads of really experienced people running them as well. So we have like a martial arts workshop, we have an arts workshop, we have a dance, I think we have 3 dance workshops going on at the moment, and also a football tournament, a netball tournament, and the charity ball. All these things are literally open for everyone. Like it doesn't have to be a student. You don't have to be a student. You don't have to be a dentist. You don't have to be a medic. Like anyone can come to these. And it's just, all these are just to raise money for charity. Like the money that we're accumulating like from all of this is just to raise money for charity, and it's just for you guys to come and actually make friends with everyone and learn new skills as well. So yeah, so those are things that you can do like in October. But in terms of the long run, just coming to any events that BTDA do have, we have, for example, we have a networking event coming up for dentists, like dental professionals, where it will just basically be people that have graduated and final year students as well. So people who are about to graduate and go into the DFT world. So yeah, we have that coming up as well. So if you're a dental professional and you really don't know any other Tamil dentists, and you're interested in seeing how other Tamil dentists have gotten to where they are and like the career path that they're taking, then I would say definitely recommend coming to the dental networking event. yeah, we have that coming up. We have our dental conference, which we do annually every year. And that's a really good place where you can like meet people and also hear about other Tamil dentists and dentists in general who come to that conference and just explain how they got to where they are, the career path that they took, the journeys that they did, the journey that they took, the obstacles that they had to overcome. So yeah, you could go to that as well. And also we have like random socials throughout the year for our committee. So if you are interested in applying for our committee, please do apply. We have our new committee for this year and we're going to have our new committee for next year opening up. And yeah, if you apply to be on a committee, you can join in with helping back, give back to our community, and also helping other people get into dentistry through the interview workshops or the personal statement help things. And yeah, there's like loads of ways you can get involved. And if you're like right now thinking, how can I get involved? Just DM us on our BTDA Instagram or even our TikTok if you don't have Instagram, and just say, oh, I'd like to get involved. Or if you don't have any social media, you can email us. So no excuses, guys. So yeah, you can email us and just say, I'd like to get involved. How do I become part of this? And we also have a register of all the dentists that we have, all the Tamil dentists that we have. No, let me just say dentists, sorry. All the dentists that we have. Yeah, you can be added to that register as well. So you can be contacted about the events that we have. And yeah.
Okay, brilliant. It was lovely speaking to both of you. So I'll catch up with you two soon, and episode 2 should come out pretty soon. And we've got more episodes coming your way. All right.
Great.
So
Thank you
until
so
next
much,
time.
Harry. Thank you so much, Harry.
That's all right.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you, everyone.